into a seated pose. Any seated pose that you can feel comfortable in, and perhaps place your sitting bones on top of your on top of either a folded blanket or a cushion or something to support your sitting bones. Close your eyes and just notice. I'm going to start off by a few minutes meditation, just breathing in and breathing out, focusing on our breath, focusing on our body, being present at this moment, now and in the class. Noticing the posture, trying to extend the spine up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, just release the sitting bones down towards the floor, towards the support. Inhale, extending the spine towards the ceiling, extending the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, descend down towards the floor. So feel as if you're being heavy when you exhale and light as you inhale. Notice your whole body, notice the position of the shoulders, relax the shoulders. And releasing down. And follow your breath. Follow your breath. Every time as you inhale, say to yourself, I'm breathing in. And as you exhale, say to yourself, I'm breathing out. Staying seated. Start noticing the sounds. Any sounds that you can hear, bring them in closer to you and then let them go. Come back to your breath and keep saying to yourself, I'm breathing in as you breathe in, as you inhale, and I'm breathing out as you exhale. Notice your physical body, starting from the feet, starting from the parts of the body that are touching the ground. And as you are, welcome parts of the body that are touching the ground. Allow the earth to welcome your feet, to welcome your thighs, to welcome the knees, to welcome the hips, to welcome the sitting bones. Move up towards the crown of the head, from the hips, from going into your belly, into your spine, into your chest. Allow all those parts to be welcomed by you and to be welcomed in this class. Going into your shoulders, going into your arms and into your hands. And the palms of your hands, either touching the thighs or resting wherever they're resting, relaxed. Allow those parts to be welcomed too. And then move up towards the crown of the head. Allow your head to become heavy, relaxed. Allow your jaw to drop. Allow your tongue to relax inside your mouth. Taste the saliva, taste the mouth. Allow the juices to flow. Notice perhaps the tears or just the liquid inside the water inside your eyes, moisturizing your eyelids, shut eyelids. And then slowly come back to your breath, noticing the breathing in and the breathing out. And stay like that. And slowly, as you inhale, become aware of your hands, the palms of your hands. And bring your arms up towards the ceiling, extending upwards towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. So palms together, and bring the palms down to the heart center. Slowly tip your head down and then say to yourself or chant Om 3 times. And just notice the vibrations of the M sound. As you inhale and exhale normally. And next time we exhale, we'll chant. Inhale. 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 Stay with the vibrations of the M sound. Rub your hands together, closely rubbing the palms of the fingers together. If you're happy to do so, put your palms of the hands, once they're hot and warm enough, place them over your face. Just cover your face completely in the heat of your palms. Slowly opening your eyes inside your palms of the hands, opening the fingers, spreading the fingers wide, and then letting some fresh air and some light come through, and then release the hands down your face. So I'm sorry if you could hear the noises of my children and screaming and shouting outside, and I hope that that didn't interfere with the meditation. So what we'll do today is stay with the breathing and meditative practice, and we'll do quite few of the poses that would involve a lot of forward fold. So it's a forward fold will help with the heat. But we'll also stay so with the breathing practice. We'll stay with the sound as well. So with the sound, I'm not sure whether I've taught this in many of the classes, but it's the breathing practice. It's called Brahmari, which is the bee pranayama. So like the sound of the bee, the humming sound of the bee. It's very calming, and it focuses your attention to the sound of the and the vibrations. So the vibrations of the sound of a bee on the bee's humming bee, the vibrations of your sound as you are going through it will also vibrate throughout your body. So I'd like you to, when we practice this pranayama now, I'd like you to focus and stay in that area. So notice where you could feel, where you could experience the vibrations of your sound. So I will do it once, but because you're, so I'd like you to stay to hear me first, because you will have your ears closed. We'll do the practice 5 times. So you'll do the humming sound 5 times, and then once you finish, then you release your hands and place your hands down. So what we'll do, the way that we do it, is that the whole of our hands are going to be covering our ears, and completely as they're covering the ears, these sounds, external sounds, will be completely blocked. So when you produce the sound yourself, then it'll be completely focused internally. You'll also close the senses, the the sight as well. So you'll close the ears and you'll close the eyes, and you inhale normally, and as you exhale, you'll be producing the sound of a humming bee. So inhaling and exhaling. So it's like an M sound. So like a bee. So closing your eyes, inhaling. So don't do it yet. I'll just show you quickly, so just you don't have to go into it. So as you close your ears completely, use your little fingers to close your eyes and to keep them covered. Now, the other option is to use the thumbs and to keep the thumbs pressing into our ears. So depending on how loud or what room you are in. So for example, I can still hear my children, so I'd probably put almost like use my thumbs as earplugs, completely cover my ears, and then close my eyes like this, and then I would produce a sound. So the less sound you have, external sound that you can get to, the more, the stronger the internal vibrations are. So we'll do it together, and we'll start doing it as we can do it. We can start now, and we'll repeat it 5 times. So 1 breath in, 1 breath out, complete breath out, doing it with a B sound, and then normal inhale, and then exhale again, B sound, and so 5 times like that, 5 rounds. Okay. So I'm not going to instruct you because you won't hear me, so you carry on doing it yourself. I hope that was felt, so that you can feel the vibrations, and then you feel that sometimes it needs practicing, and it's like it needs practicing, it needs repeating several times, and I'd suggest to you practice pranayama, so breathing, and several times a day, or several times in the week, rather than just doing it during the class. So any kind of type of pranayama practice. So it could be the B sound, it could be the Ujjayi breath, depending on how you feel. So what we'll do next is we're going to go into our poses, and we'll start off. The girls are going. Thank you. The girls are going in, so they won't be disturbed there. So we're going to start off by in a twist. So if you have a bolster, take your bolster across. If you don't have a bolster, use a folded blanket. So put it across, and then you still need a blanket, might need a blanket to place either under your hips for your support, depending on how you are, or in front of your bolster, so to support your head. Place your hips as close to the bolster as possible, knees together, and so then extend your right arm so that the right arm goes down onto the floor, the right shoulder goes onto the floor. So I here will need an extra support. So either I'm going to place my hand just under my arm down underneath, so to support my my head, or I'll place a blanket, another extra blanket. So do see how you feel and what is easier and what's better for you. Feel the stretch in throughout the whole of the left side of your body. In the left arm will be stretched over our head. So depending on how your shoulders, whether your shoulders allow you to do so, stretch the left arm over your head, over your left ear, so that the fingers are touching the floor. Close your eyes and stay with your breath. Saying to yourself, I'm breathing in every time as you inhale, and breathing out every time you exhale. And whilst you're here, start scanning your body, listening to your body, seeing if there is anything that needs to be opened more, anything that needs to be relaxed more. Scanning your feet, bringing your knees a little bit closer to your bolster. Mind your breath. Every time you exhale, let that be letting go. Welcoming your whole body down to the floor. And slowly become aware of your left hand. And bend the left elbow and put the left hand behind your head. So either on the place, so between your shoulder blades, or perhaps just at the back of your back of your head. With the left shoulder, with the left elbow either pointing upwards or a little bit back. Stay facing where you are, so facing forwards in front of you, or slowly turning your head perhaps towards the ceiling so that you're facing up. Now this is a really small turn. So really notice the tiny twist. and the opening in your shoulder. And stay focused on your breath. And if you're facing up towards the ceiling, slowly untwist and bring your head back, facing forwards. Bring your right arm down towards, left arm down towards your hips, resting on your hips. Slowly open your eyes, become aware of your physical position. Bring your left hand down to in front of your face and use it to push yourself up, placing the right hand down and just extending and untwisting in the opposite direction. So placing both hands down and pushing down into the floor. Extending the head up towards the ceiling. And slowly pushing up so that you come into a seated. So for me, this was quite a deep twist, but I quite liked it. So it just unsettled. So it's just almost that part of the spine needed to be clicked and to come back into its place. So hopefully you liked that pose. Come over to do it on the left. You don't have to turn it so that but sort of facing the camera. Facing camera might be better, facing the screen so that you can see it. And again, place your hips as close to your bolster as possible. Extend the left arm so that the left shoulder is down, and again my cushions aren't enough, and so I'm placing the left arm under my head so that I'm resting my left arm, resting my head on my left arm, resting the right hand first on the hip, and then slowly taking the right arm over my head and over the right shoulder, right ear. Extending the fingers completely down so that I can touch the floor. And settle in here. Closing your eyes, settling into the breath. Thinking just about the breath. Inviting my mind to become still. Scan the whole body. See if there needs to be any opening or more relaxation. You need to bring the knees closer to you, closer to your bolster, then do so. Then slowly become aware of the right hand, right arm, and bring the right hand between your shoulder blades, pointing the elbow, the right elbow, upwards or a little bit behind you, so backwards. Noticing the opening in the right shoulder, the right shoulder blade. And staying here, or slowly moving so that you can face the ceiling. Opening the shoulder a bit more, opening the chest bone. Noticing the difference between the right and the left side. Still being focused on your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And slowly becoming aware of your physical body, and returning the head, if you're facing upwards, returning the head so that you can face forward, and slowly taking the right hand down to your right hip and resting it on the right hip. Slowly becoming aware of the physical body, bringing the right hand down to your face, next to your face, and pushing yourself up, unraveling the left hand, placing it down to the floor, and then pushing yourself upwards so that you can come into an opposite twist, and extending the head up towards the ceiling. And slowly coming off. Lovely. So from that twist, we're going to go into one more opening of the of the chest and the back bend before we go into a forward fold. So you have sort of two options. So whether you are, if your back is, the upper back is open more, then you can go over the bolster, lie down onto over the bolster, placing your elbows down onto the floor and going into the cobra like this. If you feel that this is too much, then use the rolled blanket and just use it as much so that it's not as open. So instead of the bolster, use the blanket so that you can go still into a Sphinx pose, but supported pose, but with the chest bone completely over it. So stay what is better for you and do what is easier for you. Either one of these is good. You can keep the hands down onto the floor with the fingers spread out completely, palms down, forearms down onto the floor and face forward, or you can cup your face into your hands and just support enough so that you can rest your chin into your hands, making sure that your neck isn't jarred in any kind of way, but you're supporting it. You're supporting your head. Then close your eyes and focus on your breath again. Relaxing the feet, relaxing the calves, knees, thighs, relaxing the hips, letting the chest relax onto your bolster. And keeping your belly button a little bit off the floor, so a little bit in towards your spine. Letting your head relax onto your hands. And still scanning around your body, scanning so that you can notice and feel if there are any parts of your body that are keeping the spasm, keeping the tension. Any parts of the body that need release. Perhaps your thighs, perhaps your sitting bones. And slowly release the hands. Raise your head a little bit upwards. Take a deep breath and prepare to come up, come out. Bring your hands behind, or actually in front of the bolster. Slowly pick your tummy in towards your spine and come up into all fours. And whilst you're on all fours, just do a slow curve cat. And as you inhale, move your spine into cow. As you exhale, cat, curve the spine into cat. Inhale, curve the spine into cow. And slowly come back to neutral spine and come into a seated pose. So into a forward fold. Now I'd like to do this depending on what you have and what props you have. So I've got plenty of props, but that's not the point. So I'd like to think the best thing to use for this is the chair. So either a chair or as many props as you can get. So blankets or bolsters, cushions, whatever you feel that you need. And so the options are chair, wide-legged forward fold, bringing the blanket on top of the chair between the legs, feet pointing, feet flexed, and slowly releasing the forehead down, just resting there. So that's one option. And this is quite a comfortable and quite a nice way to relax into. The other option is to place the bolsters. So bolsters, or one bolster and the blocks, or blankets underneath. So coming into, like, stacking them up and placing them as much as you can. So coming into and then resting the head down. Now you might want to have there, if you feel that that is not very comfortable, then place another blanket or a cushion on top, and then just place your head down, forehead down, so that it can touch the blanket, or can touch the support, to touch the. So you remember that in restorative, you're building your supports. You're not going into the stretch. You're not aiming to get down to your supports. You're aiming to bring the supports up to you. And then rest the arms either on your legs or rest the arms onto the floor, depending on. So again, make sure that that is comfortable enough. And once you've found your pose, rest. Allow the spine to curve naturally. Allow the sitting bones to drop down to the floor. Allow the legs to be supported by the floor. And listen to your body. Listen and notice if there's anything else that needs to be changed. Or any part of your body that needs to be opened, needs to be relaxed more. Keep your mind to your breath. Every time you inhale, say to yourself, I'm breathing in. Every time you exhale, say to yourself, I'm breathing out. Let every exhale be relaxation. Let every exhale be letting go. Notice the weight of your breath. Slowly, when you're ready, just become aware of your physical body. Place your hands onto the floor, the palms of the hands on the floor, so that you can touch the floor. And slowly push yourself, perhaps one by one hand, or just both hands, so that you can come up into a seated upright position, keeping your eyes closed. And then eventually, when you're ready to do so, then slowly open your eyes. Then take your hands and grab hold underneath your knees, and then just grab one by one under your knees. So if you're happy to keep the knees as they are, so just with the feet down, so hugging the bolster both sides, and then allowing your feet to touch the floor completely. And rest your forearms onto your knees, and then drop your forehead tightly onto your forearms, curled into a little ball, and resting, allowing the breath to come in and to go. And noticing how you feel. And slowly lifting your head up. So the last pose we're going to do will be either supported shavasana in a Pada Konasana pose, so in your butterfly pose. So if you have bolsters, then basically keeping the bolster and the bricks, and so basically keeping the bricks in the bolster, and you can stay with, if you're facing like that, you can stay with that. I'm going to turn to the side, but you don't have to, so you can stay with the bolsters as they are, leave them as they are. Just put the blanket, perhaps you might need a blanket underneath your hips. If you need, it is quite warm, but if your house isn't very warm, if you need something to cover yourself, then do take something to cover yourself. So one of the options is to lie down into supported recline into butterfly pose, keeping the feet together, opening the knees, and resting the arms down, open, over. So down on the floor. Now, if you've got enough supports and if you've got enough blankets and cushions, you can use the cushions to put your arms on, or to support your thighs underneath. You don't have to do this, but you can. It's down to you. So the more supported you are, the more rest you will get. But equally, it is good to be in the pose just with what you have. So just accept what is around you and rest in the pose as you are. Keeping your chin into your chest a little bit.
So this is quite a vulnerable or open pose, but is equally very resting. And this opening invites more breath and deeper inhale. And bringing more oxygen into our blood. So it's quite a restorative pose. Stay like this. As you inhale, focusing on your breath, inviting lightness, light as you inhale, and as you exhale, allowing the body to become heavy, relaxed. And bring your awareness to your listening senses. Whether it's the sense of, whether it's your ears, you'll be listening to the outside sounds, or whether it's internally that you can listen to your body. Scanning, listening, scanning the whole body, listening for anything that you need to hear, that you need to notice. Any sensations that you need to notice. Anywhere that is still full of spasm, that needs more relaxation, to direct your attention to open those parts. At the same time, allow your exhale while it's becoming heavy. Allow the parts that are touching the floor or touching the ground, the supports, allow those parts of the body to be more grounded, relaxed. Now bring your awareness to the actual hearing, your ears. And start hearing the sounds that are coming from outside the room. Bring them closer to you. And not staying with any of them, but letting them go. And bring your awareness to the sounds coming from inside the room. Whatever it is that's around you. And then let them go. And bring your awareness to the sounds that are coming from your body, your breath. Notice as you inhale, your chest expanding, and as you exhale, your chest falling down. And start hearing your breath. And stay with your breath. Slowly become aware of your physical body. Make small movements in your fingers. And focus on your legs. And then either by using your hands to support your legs so that you can move your feet and your legs together, so that your feet are now down, grounded onto the floor, or by using just your muscles. And keep your feet down onto the floor. Slowly turn over to the right or to the left, whichever one is easier for you to do. And stay on your supports for a moment before you push yourself up into the seated pose. Then, before you go, so you'd want to ideally get rid of these blankets and everything else, but you want to go back to your side, go down, lie down onto the floor, and then come down lying with your back flat onto the ground, feet down onto the floor, and knees touching, feet a little bit apart, so away. So if you've got a mat, so they are wider or as wide as your mat, and the knees are touching. The hands are resting on your belly. And still keep, as you're breathing, keep noticing your belly rising up as you inhale and your belly falling down as you exhale. And as you exhale, notice the flattening in your lower back. As you inhale, notice a little gap in your lower back. Stay like that. for a few breaths.
And slowly, as you inhale, extend your legs away from you and extend the arms above your head. Taking a big, 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 deep inhale and good stretch. And as you exhale, bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest. Just hug your knees and rock from one side to another. And slowly turn over to the side. And then lift yourself up into a seated pose. As you inhale, take your arms above your chest, above your head. As you exhale, turn the palms away from each other and point them down to touch the floor, the fingers touching the floor. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, as if you're moving the air with your hands, slowly down towards the floor. Inhale, palms up. And this time, put your hands together into Anjali Mudra. It's a prayer, it's a thank you. As you exhale, bring it down to the center, the crown of your head, to your forehead, to your lips, to your throat, and to your heart center. Slightly drop the head down. And take a deep breath in here and deep breath out, making a space between your lips. So blowing through your lips, inhaling in through your nose deeply, exhaling through your lips. The next time you do that, we'll chant Om. Shanti, Shanti.